Ryan, so I wanted to ask you about the announcement of FreeWheel and NBCU announcing this partnership using FreeWheel's AutoScheduler. Tell me what that's about and how it works.
Sure. So traditionally, FreeWheel has been our digital ad server. And so its duties have been kind of relegated to doing the ad decisioning on our digital footprint. And obviously, NBCU is both a digital media company and a linear media company. On the linear side of the house, as is true for other TV companies, there's another set of technology called a log scheduler. And historically, the information that's housed in the TV log scheduler, all the information about our linear schedules and our linear audiences is separate from all the information that's housed in our digital ad server. So there is not one ad decisioning brain behind the company that is both aware of what's going on in linear and what's going on in digital. And as we are pursuing this one platform world, we made the decision that we needed to pick a piece of technology that would have intelligence about both pools of inventory. So the auto scheduler was something that we started years ago to bring that intelligence together in FreeWheel. And so the launch of the auto scheduler, what it is today, is it's the beginning of a longer journey. But all of now of our linear inventory is inside FreeWheel, and they're doing the auto scheduling of the logs, which they send to our linear trafficking system, so that they're now aware of all of our linear inventory and the audiences in our linear inventory at the same time that they're aware of what's in our digital inventory.
Ryan, could you explain, a little bit about NBC's one platform, the strategy, and how this sort of fits together?
Sure. So one platform is really about the consumer and NBCU following the consumer. So if you take the place of a consumer today, they're not so aware of the differences between these platforms, especially when it comes to a company like NBCU. Someone may be sitting down on their couch and they may have a Comcast cable subscription, right? So they open up a cable box and they watch MSNBC, or they may have a streaming service and they go and watch Peacock, or they may go through a streaming service and watch one of our like our Bravo app. But for most of our consumers, the NBCU experience is on a big screen. 97% of NBCU video consumption happens on a television screen. Now, some of that is served digitally by an ad server, and some of that is served traditionally by like the log scheduler technology, which I just described. But to the end user, the experience is the same. And so when it comes to marketers, what we're encouraging them to think about is not to limit their thinking by the way that the ads are served, but to think about how the users are consuming the content. And increasingly, that is to the end user on a big screen television. And so one platform is our desire and our technology roadmap to bring together linear and digital ad serving so that we can optimize advertising to find the most relevant audience for an advertiser, whether they're watching that piece of content through a streaming platform, which is served digitally, or through a traditional cable subscription, which is served linearly.
So is this available now? And, tell us about interest and activation from the buy side.
Yeah, so like I said, the auto scheduler is the first step in a longer phase, but I'll talk about what's available now and sort of what the vision is for the future. So the first step in getting this off the ground was getting all of our linear inventory intelligence into FreeWheel. And so that part is done. So FreeWheel now can look at all of our linear inventory, and it can auto schedule a linear log. So it can say, based on the audience, the Nielsen demo audience that an advertiser wants to reach, these are the spots and where they should go inside a linear log. And they can do those optimizations in a real-time automated way. That alone today saves us and our clients a ton of time, because it's a computer, a machine-driven way of placing the ads optimally to deliver on target in linear. So that's the first sort of version. That's the first deliverable, getting all of our networks and all of that intelligence into FreeWheel So that sits in what FreeWheel calls their MRM system, side by side with their digital ad server. In the future, and this is not in 2021, but likely in 2022 in the coming years, we are going to build further optimizations now within FreeWheel. So, and you can, it doesn't take much of a stretch of imagination here to sort of see where this is going, but now that the digital ad server has access to what's going on in linear, if they find that more of the audience that the advertiser was intending to target with their linear campaign is actually now more readily available on the digital side in one of our streaming platforms, it could take a unit that was booked in television and move it to digital, and vice versa, right? If they find an audience in linear that they had booked in digital, they can move those spots back and forth. And that really is the essence of one platform. So the FreeWheel log scheduler is the unified sort of decisioning brain that would power the future of one platform.
And finally, Ryan, tell us sort of what some of the implications are of this for the industry. We've heard quite a lot about optimizing linear. That's been sort of on everyone's, front burner. What do you think this will mean? Obviously it means a lot for you guys. What are the implications for the industry and some trends ahead?
Well, I mean, I think the implications for the industry is that it's going to better enable them to reach the audiences that they want to reach. Right now, we're restricted in the way that we plan, the way that we activate, and the way that we optimize because these systems are siloed, right? So in relatively real time, and we saw it with COVID, the movement of folks from linear into streaming expedited. And so when this is done manually, it takes a lot of time to catch up, to change plans. And we do that at NBCU. If maybe mid-campaign, you want to move more of your targeting to digital because more of your audiences are there. When these systems are connected, you won't have to worry about that. The campaigns will optimize themselves to find your audiences wherever they may go. And in some cases, that may be optimizing towards digital. In some cases, that mean optimizing towards linear. But it allows you to put your audiences first and not be restricted by the technology.